ETN Side here from Sunbros, and today we are going to be unveiling a brand new video series, Top 5s. Today we're going to be talking about top 5 best mages. Coming in at number 5 is Natalia. The reason why Natalia comes in at number 5 is for a couple of different reasons. Number 1, I think Natalia probably is capable of the most magic damage in the game. Her output is absolutely insane. She can melt things like very few in this game can. If Natalia has a very solid and sturdy front line that is causing a lot of disruption and crowd control, or if she's able to land her second ability, Arcane Nova, which is the giant green ball that stuns, the damage output that Natalia is capable is off the charts. She absolutely melts people. Coming in at number 4 is Raz. Raz is a little bit different of a mage because he really plays a little bit more frontline than mages are used to. But what Raz does give you is probably some of the absolute best crowd control in the game, as his ultimate, his first ability both have heavy AoE crowd controls, and his second ability has a pretty solid slow. Not only does Raz bring exceptional crowd control to the table, but he brings incredible damage also. His first ability, Rising Uppercut, and his ultimate, Explosive KO, both do some really incredible AoE damage, but he also has one of the best poke abilities in the game. His second ability, Power Surge, is a fireball projectile that not only deals a ton of damage and slows, but at level 6 it only has a 2-second cooldown, so it can be spammed over and over and over again. Alright, and coming in at number 3 is the Sandman himself, Azen-Ka. Azen-Ka has some of the nastiest, most delicious crowd control in the entire game. Not only does Azen-Ka offer you one of the best knockups in the game in his first ability, Sand Punch, but his ultimate, Sand Wraith, is a giant AoE that not only does a bunch of damage, but slows all enemy targets by 60%. When you combine that with his passive, Sand Trap, Azen-Ka's abilities apply Sand Trap stack on the enemy. After 3 stacks, the enemies are petrified and receive damage. Well, what they mean by petrified is stunned for a freaking long time. So if you either get hit by Azen-Ka's abilities before the ult, or you take 3 ticks of damage while in the ult, you're going to get petrified and stunned for a long time. Alright, and coming in at number 2 is none other than Preda. One of the things that makes Preda so unbelievably powerful is that Preda has arguably the best poke ability in the game. Preda's first ability, Plague Spectre, not only has a massive long range and is one of the widest abilities the game has to offer, if not the widest, but it also does insane damage. If I'm going up against a decent Preda and I get hit with this first ability, this poke ability, it could take me down easily below half health in one shot. Preda also has some decent crowd control with his second ability, Poison Gas Bomb, which is a knockback in a regular state and then a stun and knockback in his ultimate state. So to recap so far, we have Preda, who has really great damage, one of the best poke abilities in the game, decent crowd control, but what makes Preda really special and lands him at the number 2 spot on our top 5 mages is that he kind of breaks the mold for mages. Mages' cons, or their weaknesses, is usually that they're pretty squishy, they have bad mobility, and they're really reliant on a good front line. Well, Preda has insane mobility because his passive and his ultimate give him really good mobility. He gets a shield from his ultimate, and he gets increased damage on his auto attacks from his ultimate also. So when Preda's in his ultimate state, he's actually really strong, hard to kill, and does a lot of damage, and really isn't reliant on a front line at all. Now, it's not to say that he's not squishy still for the most part and still has his issues, but Preda really goes against the mold and gives you a little bit more than a lot of the other mages in the game give you, while still continue to give you some really great damage and some good crowd control. And last but certainly not least, coming in at number 1 of our top 5 best mages is none other than Zill. Zill is a very interesting pick for a mage because he doesn't give you some of the same things that other mages give and things you come to expect from the mage position. But Zill is simply one of the best heroes in the game, and his abilities are undeniable. We'll just start with his first ability, which throws 2 sets of knights out and then they return to him, dealing damage both ways. That's a really great poke ability that does double damage and does AoE if there's anyone else in that line. Number 2, he can teleport in and via his passive back out again within seconds. And of course, Zill boasts arguably the best ultimate in the entire game. Tornado allows Zill to be untargetable, undamageable, unstunnable for 1.5 seconds as he does a bunch of damage to all the enemy heroes in the area. Oh yeah, and as if that wasn't enough, Zill's passive also gives a sweet boost to his auto attacks to deal extra magic damage. So I know what you're thinking, what does this all add up to? Well, it adds up to the mage who deals top tier damage, who has unbelievably good mobility, who's really not squishy at all, and his ability to survive via his ult is off the charts. He can tower dive, he can kill pretty much anyone, and he can get away with a lot of things things that mages, normal mages, cannot. Alright guys, that is the end of our list. So to recap, coming in at number 5, top 5 best mages is Natalia. Coming in at number 4 is Raz. At number 3, Azenka. At number 2, Preta, and number 1 is none other than Zill. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more amazing top 5 videos, and as always guys, until next time.